here for the K16 launch, the BMW International Press launch, and I have with me the K16 GTL, the most wanted tourer from BMW. This is the flagship. And what's changed about it, from the spec sheet I can tell you there are some changes made to the engine mapping. The headlight is full LED and it's new, the new dash, some work with the ESA. I will ride it today and tomorrow and I will come up with some more details for you guys. So I'm at the international press launch and I found the expert on the model. It's Tony Decker. Thank you for your time, and I would like to know some more about the things that you've changed on the new K16 lineup. I know there are a few. Some might say they are insignificant, but I know because I rode the bike today, these changes are very important. So can you talk us through really quick, please?
Yes. Very first, thank you, Bogdan, for this opportunity, and
I thank you
that you visited us here on the international press launch of the new K1600 models. Well, the very first one we did is we have to put the bike on the new EU5 standard. Well, this is maybe a hygienic factor for our customers, but without doing this, we could not sail any longer. So this is very, very important and necessary. And while doing this, we've done some improvements on the engine, which any customer can immediately feel. Well, EU5 is first off having better exhaust values. Being in the actual state of art about the exhaust and so on. But we have not only done this, we've also done some changes on the engine. The engine now is having 160 horsepower, still the same, but on 1000 revs earlier. So as we had it on 7,750 RPM in forward on the EU4 model, now the maximum power is on 6,750 revs per minute. But this is not the only one. The second thing is we have increased the torque from 175 to 180 Newton meters, which is an extremely good value.
Yeah, so this only by changing minor stuff to the engine, you add up some sensors and stuff. I don't want to go into details because not even I can tell the differences. Also, huge improvement in the front. You've told me about it. Really? Can you tell me right now in front of the camera again?
So, as on the predecessor, I'm really convinced we had the really best light on a motorbike. But this was not enough for us for the successor here on the K1600. So we decided having an LED light with 4 high beam LEDs with a swivel angle of 35 degrees plus minus, which is a higher improvement, and you're having really the best illumination, and so it's a kind of safety with this illumination riding in the dark. So you can really go, not saying too fast, but you can ride safe in the dark.
Perfect.
This is a serious
feature, serious improvement. What about this button over here? Because this one is new. I spotted around here.
This one is really new.
Okay.
Yes. This is the smartphone compartment. It's waterproofed. There's a fan inside.
So you just press the button.
If anybody would press it, it wouldn't.
Oh, so it's a safety mode also.
Yeah. If you're with your key coming to the bike, then pressing the ignition, and then press here. The windshield moves upwards, and then
Oh, so it goes by itself.
Yeah, it opens itself, and here you can put your smartphone in it. There is also a socket, a USB-C socket, that the smartphone always will be charged during your ride. You can easily close it, and if you leave it, the windshield goes up.
So it cannot be taken from there.
There is a anti-theft mechanism in it to a certain extent. Yeah. By the way, have you seen an antenna on this bike?
No, there's no antenna. Where's the antenna? Because you have radio.
There's a radio in it. The antennas are glued into the inside of the fairing, and with this audio system 2.0, we call it, you are having, for example, not only a radio transmission, but also for digital audio broadcast, DAB, DAB+.
So you can listen to music from your phone, actually.
You can listen to music from your phone, but you can listen to the radio, to the audio system 2.0 inside.
Okay, that's a cool feature.
It really is.
I've heard that you've done something to the suspension.
Yes, we did. The suspension now is always compensating the load, so the balance of the front and the rear is always
So it's sensitive to the passenger, luggage, and everything.
Okay. What you can do is turning the load here from cruise, not the load, but turning the damping from cruise into road, so that you're a little bit more gouging on it, if you'd like.
Okay, so this should be the biggest changes that you've made so far to the bike.
Not only this, we're also having a MSR, a engine drag torque control, which is serious. There are two different modes if you're driving rain or road.
Okay.
The engine drag torque control is working more cautious than on the dynamic mode. This
translates into, for me as a rider, you put it in 6th gear, you start from 20, you just use 6th gear and the bike will run. Yeah. Okay, so I'll test this one because it's very interesting. So thank you so much, Tony, for your time. It was a pleasure talking to you, and I'll go discover again everything that you told me about, because yeah, I have to take everything bit by bit so I can digest it and learn it. Thank you. Okay. Just finished the second day of riding, and I always get a pleasure of the road when I'm riding this bike. I almost forgot how good it feels, how in love with the twisties and with the road this bike actually is, because this character of the 6-cylinder engine, it's so impressive. You just can use it as ever you want. You leave it in the 6th gear, go on the highway from 70 to 140, 150 kilometers, it will react the same. It's like a magic carpet, it flows. The suspension is changed right now. You have the new ESA that works pretty good. It's even better because now you get all self-leveling, the compensation of the suspension, so if you add up luggage and passenger, everything will be cool. But otherwise, when you go on twisties, you feel like on a sports bike, only you ride with the biggest comfort on the world. The ergonomy, it's not changed at all. It still reacts very good. You get this good wind protection from all this windshield and the front fairing that protects you a lot. Also the legs are protected, so it's a specially machine. I love it. On the twisties, it was so impressive. The brakes are as good as they can get. I didn't find anything to annoy me, so I think the problem that I had with this model was that you cannot adjust your heating just from a touch of a button, but now they have the buttons on the left side that you can assign functions for. You have like 18 functions that you can assign. You just do it as you please. I went with the heating on 4. I just press the button, then I go adjust the heating afterwards, get out of the menu. it's more simple right now. You get all the optionals, all the bells and whistles on the bike. You have right now this bigger dash that you can use it split screen with your phone or the radio. You also get this pocket above the dash that can handle a phone. You also have a charging cable, a USB-C that you can plug in your telephone over there. I checked with my iPhone, it's perfect even if you have the telephone cover on it. And now to answer the big question, is the new lineup even better than before? Oh yes, the improvements will be well received by the clients because you have the dash, you have the new engine mapping that it's Euro 5 right now. You get more torque, you get a better feeling of the engine. You get this exhaust note, which is absolutely fantastic because it's just like the one before. Although it's Euro 5, you still get those pops and bangs while riding it a bit harder on the twisties. Overall, the improvements are very good. They went on a beautiful manner. The headlight, it's a bit smaller right now, so now you can see the radiator, so the cooling should be a bit better on the bike. Overall, I think this bike got even better than before. The GTL, for me, it's one of my favorites, and I have to say it was a pleasure to ride it. It was so much fun to do it on twisties. I didn't knew so far that you can lean that much with this type of bike. It's a first for me. I always used it with a bit of care, but right now I couldn't because I had to check everything out. So far the new BMW K16 GTL, it's a lot better than before. And if you don't trust me, go check it out, do a test ride, and you will be happy, trust me.